So this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Incident on a Dark Street, 1973. Giving this one 1 out of 5 stars. I hated this flick. It's a television movie about a bunch of different moving parts in some big city. It looks like streets of San Francisco. I can't really tell you where the movie takes place without looking it up on IMDb. I'll try to figure this out. Let's just say it's in a big city in 1973. Incident on a Dark Street is a 1973 TV movie that premiered on NBC on January 13, 1973. It's boring. It's pretty tame, and there's not much going on. This plays like a typical police TV show from this time period. Kojak or Streets of San Francisco. Or what are some of the other ones? I don't know. Two law school grads take on their first big cases as prosecutors for the federal government as a U.S. attorney. Joe Dubs is attempting to bring down the crime boss Dominic Leopold, a corrupt city's utilities commissioner, promises Leopold the contract for a massive public works project in return for a huge kickback. A small-time hood is murdered just as he is about to blow the whistle on the organized crime ring and expose the scheme to defraud the city. The television film was produced by 20th Century Fox Television as a pilot for the proposed series, The Prosecutors, starring James Olson and David Canary, but it was not picked up for a series. So this is like a TV pilot to a dead television show. Maitland McDonald of TV Guide gave the film 2 out of 5 stars, noting that it has all the earmarks of a pilot for a series, but that it is talky and slow moving. I'm giving an even lower rating for that reason. It's like a boring police soap opera. And there's no real reason to watch. You're almost rooting for the bad guys in this one. There's no plot or anything going on here. Incident on a Dark Street TV movie, 1973, rated PG, 1 hour 36 minutes. It gets a mediocre rating of 5.1 out of 10 on IMDb. 239 ratings. Small-time hood is murdered just as he is about to blow the whistle on an organized crime ring. A lot of big-name actors in here. Murray Hamilton from Seconds, William Shatner from Star Trek. Those are two of the big ones, and a lot of familiar faces from television, and even some familiar faces from the Godfather movie, which I have not seen. but I do have it on my list thanks to Karate Man. Here's a more flattering review from Diesel Demon 85 on IMDb. Diesel Demon 85 a 7 out of 10. I'm giving it a 2 out of 10. A Diesel Demon 85 review is dated March 16, 2024. Recent. The title of the review on IMDb is called Much Better Than Expected. I film after hearing about the passing of Gordon Pisson, who plays the mayor. He plays a good elected official, even though he only features in 3 scenes. The story revolves around a hood for the mob that gets killed trying to give information. His brother, a mob wannabe, tries to help the DA office in building a case against the mob boss suspected of ordering the hit. It doesn't end there. 2 city officials are connected to the case as well. Deaver Ed, supremely played by Shatner and Hamilton. It really was a decent made-for-TV thriller that keeps you interested. David Doyle of Coogan's Bluff and Match Game player plays a DA assistant. Frank Romero is really convincing his flee from the street sweeper. Good afternoon watch on a rainy day. 3 out of 5 stars. How does 3 out of 5 equate to 7 out of 10? I think Diesel Demon is confused with his math. More like this: Honor Thy Father, The Gangster Chronicles, Gangster Wars, and Go Ask Alice. Frank Romero refers to the theft of a 1957 Edsel. Edsels were made only between 1958 and 1960. Joe Dubs is quoted as saying, "Now you're the bad guy. The defendant's the good guy. He always is. He looks like a good guy, played ball once, clean cut, looks you right in the eye. His wife and kid are there. They look nice. Great. Kid's cute. Wife's as pretty as your sister. She looks you right in the eye, too. Everybody looks you in the eye and feels sorry for him. The judge, clerk, jury, press, every one of them. You're a bum. He's a hero. The whole thing's a mistake. But there you are. You've got the indictment right in your hand. Blue Eyes is accused of violating the law. Your job is to enforce the law. That's what you swore you'd do when you accepted this appointment as Assistant United States Attorney for $14,600 per annum. So you get up in the morning, you put on your pants, you come down here, and you spend your whole day, a lot of days and a lot of nights, also a lot of weekends. You married?" Paul Hamilton Jr. says no. Joe Dubs says, "Good. Trying to quit Blue Eyes. Trying to put Blue Eyes in jail. You're a terrible man. Awful. Do you know how terrible and awful you are? You're the one who decided to prosecute. You made the decision. You went in front of the grand jury. You asked for the indictment. You're responsible for the cleanest cut, biggest blue-eyed, all-American anybody ever saw, standing there at the bar of justice, looking everybody in the eye. You did it, pal. You. So before you open your mouth, before you say one word, before you threaten that man's life, his work, his dreams, his hopes, before you try to put him behind bars, take away his freedom, separate him from those he loves, deprive him of his liberty, lock him up. You check the facts of the case backwards, forwards, up, downs, every way you can. Figure it out. And before you stand up and say you represent the United States government, you make sure every darn word that comes out of your mouth is fact. And he points to the US flag. Joe Dobbs says, "That is your client." Wow. How utterly unimpressed I am with this movie. That's how stupid it is. He's asking if he's married. Isn't that discrimination against when you ask somebody if they're married? I guess not. In 1973, release date January 13th, 1973. Country of origin United States. Language English, also known as The Prosecutors. Locations Los Angeles County, California, USA. Production company 20th Century Fox Television. A runtime of 1 hour 36 minutes, 96 minutes. Aspect ratio 1.33 to 1. So if you like watching dumb television shows, this movie is for you. If, on the other hand, you get bored and distracted, like I do, and you want to turn this off and take a little nap, which is what I tried tonight, but I couldn't sleep because the stupid neighbor is blasting Elton John, Benny and the Jets. All right. We do not like gay 70s rock and roll, lamestream Elton John. Start blasting my Gregorian chants out the window. Slam down my window and start blasting then open it up again and start blasting the Gregorian chants. All right, so Incident on a Dark Street is super boring and dumb, and it's got 5 different storylines that have nothing to do with each other. It's a mess. It's boring, it's dull, it's banal. And after reading the Wikipedia page, we know that Los Angeles, right? Filming locations, Los Angeles. All right. So you get to see Los Angeles in 1973 with the thick smog from the cars of that time period. Number 1 on my list is Jane Eyre, 1944. Number 2 is Tips to Encounter the Homeless, 2012. And number 3 is Toys Are Not for Children, 1972. Now now I made a big mistake on my movies list. I re-reviewed 3 Harry H. Novak films that I had already I revisited 3 H. Novak films that I had already reviewed, all of them on YouTube, and I completely forgot until I watched the third movie. It looked oddly familiar for some reason. It must have been the uh, the full frontal. But anyways, so I went back and I deleted the child rattlers the and I didn't even bother to upload a review of the black connection since I already have one on there. Um, I'm not sure if toys are not for children. I've reviewed already, but I'll look that up now just so that I don't keep making the same mistake. I don't know how those movies got on my list, but hopefully I can prevent this from happening again because it's really a waste of time if I spend hours watching and reviewing movies that I've already done on YouTube previously. Not that I can't do a second attempt better than my first one, but yeah, that was disappointing to know that I wasted so many hours on those three movies when they shouldn't have been on my list in the first place. Oh well. Lesson learned. Sometimes we have to learn the hard way on these types of endeavors. Because it's hard to remember movies that I watch. Karate Man is the only one who knows which movies I've reviewed already and which ones I don't have on my movie list. He's really good at parsing those out. I'm not so good at it. So I'm going to look up toys are not for children to see if I've reviewed it already. I don't think I have, but could be wrong. There's also a taste of hell. Should probably look that one up too. So this weekend, I don't think I have anything going on. Looks like I'm free and clear. Friday, nothing. Saturday, nothing. So we'll try to, we're going to do Jane Eyre on Friday. And then we'll do 4 Saturday. And another one on Monday for a total of 6. We're going to try to work our way down this list as quickly as possible this weekend. Pick up the pace here with my reviews after the Harry H. Novak duplicate review and watch debacles. Yeah. Cool. So let's pick up the pace. Let's not make that same mistake again. I'll look forward to seeing you this weekend. Laters.